besides the goodie bag and one of these signs, you will also receive a t-shirt that you can wear to school tomorrow to show off. And the Schools Foundation Alumni Association will march in the Memorial Day Parade, and if it still fits you in May, please wear it. If not, black and gold school colors are the best. I'm with the Cuyahoga Falls Schools Foundation, and a few things that we do. Like I said, we march in the Memorial Day Parade. We help out with class reunions. If you give us a call, we'll help you with your website, find alumni out there, and we'll help set up your reunion. We honor distinguished alumni every year in May. We have teacher grants. Last year, we awarded, in the last 10 years, we've awarded over 45,000 teacher grants, $45,000 worth of teacher grants. And most of all, we do scholarships. In the past 10 years, we've awarded over $1 million worth of scholarships to our graduating seniors. But we could not do that without the alumni and friends of our schools. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm back. All right. We're going to do this elementary through the high school. We're going to start in alphabetical order, and I'm hoping that they still are in alphabetical order. We're going to start with DeWitt. All right, so the first student this evening is Grayson Carter. Grayson, come forward. All right, Grayson. Grayson is an outstanding role model for his 5th grade classmates. He is compassionate, accepting, and considerate. Grayson has an innate ability to always find the best in his classmates. Grayson is a self-starter and is determined to go beyond what is asked of him. He knows that his hard work is the driving force behind his achievement. When he has free time, Grayson likes to hang out with his friends, play video games, and ride bikes. He especially enjoys playing multiple positions on his soccer team. Grayson is a very conscientious student who enjoys learning and comes to school each day with a positive attitude. Grayson shows Black Tiger pride at all times, and this is why he was selected as our 5th grade top Tiger at DeWitt. Next, we have Olivia Rattay. Okay, Olivia loves playing soccer. Another one. Do you ever play with Grayson? No. What do you think would play if it was one-on-one? All right. All right, so she loves playing soccer and scoring goals. All right, she enjoys practicing her soccer skills and will be a wonderful addition in our middle school and high school teams in the future. Olivia always puts forth her best effort, helping peers and adults throughout the school day. Her kind and thoughtful ways are reflected in the positive attitude she displays throughout the school community. Olivia shows Black Tiger pride at all times. This is why we are so proud to nominate her as our 5th grade DeWitt Elementary Top Tiger. Congratulations. All right, we're moving on to Lincoln. We have another Olivia. All right, Olivia squared. Diltz, Olivia Diltz. Olivia is the definition of a scholar. Nice. She is a calm and quiet leader who has earned the respect of her classmates and teachers throughout her diligent work ethic, deep understanding of content, helpful nature, and strong sense of right and wrong. Olivia leads through example, gives quiet guidance to those around her who need redirected, and demonstrates empathy beyond what is typical of a 5th grader. She has also taken on many responsibilities outside of the classroom. On the building level, she demonstrates leadership as a member of the Lincoln Student Council and the flag team. Outside of school, Olivia has a passion for dance. Want to do some moves for us? She's thinking about it. She didn't turn me down right away. She has been in hip-hop dance for 6 years and has participated in Art Sparks for the past 3. Olivia's behavior, work ethic, personality, and leadership have made her a valuable asset to anyone who has the opportunity to learn with her. Congratulations, Olivia. All right, next we have Kevin Nakisi. Kevin exhibits all the wonderful characteristics of a black tiger daily, showing his BTP in many different ways. That stands for Black Tiger Pride. In many different ways daily. Kevin is very respectful to all of those that he encounters. He shows empathy towards others and enjoys making others happy. Kevin always takes responsibility for his work and his actions. He works diligently on his assignments and takes pride in being a high achiever. Kevin always shows the utmost respect for all. He follows classroom rules and is a very good listener. He practices safety by following guidelines in the classroom, in the hallways, as well as outside on the playground. Kevin strives to be the best student he can be and is always ready to help other students and teachers in any situation. Kevin is always involved in our recycling program at Lincoln. Kevin's favorite subject is
Math.
Oh.
No, or science.
I was going to say, it says science. All right. There's a quiz. All right. He loves to read in his free time. We are proud to have Kevin represent Lincoln Elementary as a top Tiger. All right, moving to Preston, we have Zayla Smith. All right, Zayla. You would never know that this was Zayla's first year learning about Black Tiger Pride after you spend some time with her in class. I am amazed at how quickly she has adapted to a new school and also loves that she brings a positive attitude and a big smile with her to school each and every day. She gives 100% effort on all she does and is a tremendous leader for her peers. We are so happy that Zayla has joined the Black Tiger family and look forward to her continuing to be a strong leader for others. Congratulations. All right, next we have Damian Williams. The camera's rolling. All right, you gotta smile. All right. Let's see a good smile. All right, that's nice. All right. Damian is an amazing young man and fourth grade student. Every day he enters the classroom with a smile, a positive attitude, and a dedication to work hard. He is a team player in every sense of the word. He not only wants to do well for himself, but for all of his classmates too. He is a positive leader for Preston, and he makes decisions that set him up for success. He brings joy to my day, and I am so glad to be working with him this year. Next, we have Price. We have Angenla Rimal. That's it? All right. Angela works very hard both in and out of the class. She is never afraid to ask for help when she feels she doesn't understand a concept. Both fifth grade teachers can see her growing in confidence, and she is reaping the benefits because of that improvement. She has also taken the initiative in Mrs. Fouquet's ELA class, along with 2 other students, to start a classroom book club. Jenla helped organize posters to get others to join and worked with Mrs. Fouquet to set up a meeting times for their club. Excellent. Overall, she has had a great start, and we're excited to see her continued growth over the course of the year. Congratulations. All right, next we have Connor Smart. What a great last name. I think it's very fitting for what I'm about to read. Connor has demonstrated Black Tiger Pride and deserves his award. He is an enthusiastic learner who enjoys school. He works hard, completes his work, and always strives to do his best. He shows respect for his teachers and his classmates. He goes above and beyond by asking to help around the classroom and the school. He volunteers his time and talents by participating in choir and the Pride Builders Club. Congratulations, Connor, on being a top Tiger. All right, we're going to see who's been paying attention. Oh, you can't look at the screen. So we have another girl from Richardson. What do you think her first name is? It's the third time we've heard it. Olivia, yes, Olivia Brown. Must have been a popular name in that time. All right, Olivia, third one of the night. Ready? Olivia exemplifies Black Tiger pride in all she does. She has compassion for classmates who are having a bad day and is one of the first to help someone when they drop their supplies and everything scatters to the floor. We've all seen it. Olivia is honest, fair, consistently makes good decisions, and is a leader. She is a captain of Richardson Safety Patrol, a position she takes very seriously, even reminding her teacher daily that it is time for the members of Safety Patrol to be on duty. Olivia also participates in Girls on the Run, an organization that inspires girls by building confidence, kindness, and teaching decision-making skills. She also participates in gymnastics and basketball. In an interest survey at the beginning of the year, Olivia stated that she would like to be a pediatrician one day. Nice. We have no doubt that Olivia has what it takes to succeed. Olivia is a true Cuyahoga Falls Black Tiger, and we are pleased to name her Richardson's 5th grade top Tiger. All right, next we have Braxton Nemi. Oh, he's already on his way up. You knew. All right. That was almost a false start, Braxton. All right. Braxton Nemi makes our school a better place. He unknowingly inspires others around him simply by being himself. His winning smile, positive attitude, and work ethic influence all around him every day to be their best selves. Braxton is a school leader and a member of our safety patrol. He is dedicated to his post, also nice, and performs his extra duties well. He welcomes both students and adults warmly to our building with a big smile and a friendly greeting. Braxton also loves sports. His favorite sport to play is soccer, and he hopes to someday play in the MLS, Major League Soccer. Sports have helped him develop good character. He excels not only on the soccer field, but also academically. He knows how to work hard, be a good winner, and a good loser. Can you come to my house and teach my little one that? Not so much. He is a Browns fan, also.
All right.
I know, what happened last week? Oh, I know. I'm just watching that. Lastly, a fun fact about Braxton. He has discovered the absolute best way to memorize your math facts. When standing in line with your buddy for your favorite coaster, have his dad quiz you on your math facts. Smart. That's a 1 to 2 hour fact practice drill culminating in a thrill ride. That's cute. We are both honored and thrilled to nominate Braxton as our Richardson Top Tiger. Okay, we're moving on to Silver Lake, last elementary school. We have Yusra Bashiri. Yusra Bashiri is a wonderful student and citizen. We are pleased to nominate her for the Top Tiger Award. She is very deserving of it. Yusra is such an excellent student, always being so kind to her peers and treating others with the highest respect. She is a great role model. She works very hard on all of her schoolwork, often going above and beyond. This is very impressive since English is her second language. She has a funny sense of humor, and her giggle makes us smile. We look forward to having Yusra for the remainder of this school year. Congratulations. All right, next we have Jackson Smith. Jackson is a wonderful student to have in class. He exemplifies all the qualities of Black Tiger pride. He is respectful to his teachers and classmates on a daily basis. Jackson takes responsibility by making sure he turns in his work and asks for help when he needs it. He makes sure to practice safety by letting teachers know of any spills That's good, that's important. We are incredibly proud of our amazing black tiger, Jackson Smith. This way, Jackson. Miss Stewart. Oh, well, my goodness, okay. So excited, you literally love Miss Stewart threw us for a loop because we didn't know we were doing that little picture. Oh.
But it was over there last time.
I know, well, yeah, she's tripping me up over here. It's all right, they figured it out pretty well, better than me. All right, we're moving on to our middle schools. From Bolick Middle School, we have Mitchell Doyle. Okay, Mitchell is an exemplary example of what a black tiger student is, does, and showcases what a black tiger should be. Mitchell is respectful towards his teachers and his peers. He shows responsibility by completing his classwork and homework assignments and also by helping others in the classroom when help is needed. Mitchell further demonstrates safe practices at school by following school rules and by speaking up when necessary. Thank you, Mitchell, for being an excellent student and a leader amongst your peers. Congratulations. All right, our next student from Bolick is Katrina Garcia Cruz. Katrina follows the expectations of Black Tiger Pride on a daily basis in and out of the classroom. She is an amazing student and young lady who exceeds all academic and behavioral expectations in all of her classes. Katrina's positive attitude and personality flows over to her peers and teachers. She is kind and extremely polite, a true model student. Katrina is determined, focused, and always strives to reach her fullest potential. She is one who always does the right thing when nobody's watching, and this is something we admire her for. That's the best, doing the right thing when no one is watching. I like that. All right, Roberts Middle School, Lillian Finn. Lillian is an amazing young lady. She is kind, friendly to all, and a dedicated and self-motivated student. She is always willing to help other students with whatever they need. Lillian has been teaching herself sign language in order to communicate with one of her classmates. That's great. When you get to high school, we have an American Sign Language class that our students can take. We just added it this year, so stay tuned. A couple years away. Lillian is an excellent role model, and we are very pleased to have her here at Roberts Middle School. Congratulations. All right, Connor Smead. There he is, right in front. All right, Connor is a sweet and attentive student with original ideas. Not only does he exemplify BTP daily, but on top of that, he even asks how he can help us as teachers. It is so appreciated. Connor works hard at everything he does with excellence. He is a quiet leader among his peers, and we are so happy to have him as part of our class family this year at Roberts. Thank you, Connor. You're the best. All right, now for our big kids. The high school. Our first student is Prexa DeCall. Oh, I know everything. I'm a superintendent, I know everything. You're gonna hear more about yourself here. All right. Prexa is one of the hardest working students I have had. Her goal is to become an electrical engineer, so it is no surprise that she excels in mathematics. That's a great goal. We have also discussed our mutual love of soccer. Oh my gosh, a lot of soccer. A sport that she has been playing since middle school. Nice. In addition, she is one of the friendliest people I know. Preksha is a model student, and it is an honor for me to recommend her to be named Top Tiger this month. Do you know who recommended you? No. I don't either. Sorry, I said I knew everything, but I don't. But whoever it is very happy to have nominated you. That's one thing they don't tell me who does it. I just read. They use me for my reading skills. I don't know. I don't know who nominates. All right, our last student of the evening, waiting so patiently, Benjamin Wilson. I know this guy. Hey, Ben. I see you twice in one day. Ben is in my soups troops, so he's one of mine. All right, is that mentioned in here? If not, I'm ad-libbing tonight. All right. Ben Wilson is challenging himself this year with taking AP Statistics, and he told me that today when we were in our meeting. I said, where do you need your pass to go? And he said, AP Statistics, and what did I say?
You said it sounds like it sucks.
No.
You asked better for that one.
That is the quote of the century. That is not what I said, but I did say. That sounds awful. But then I was just kidding. Just kidding. I had to take statistics myself, and I did. It was hard. So I know I really give him credit because that's a tough class.
Our treasurer said it sounds great.
I actually love math, that's the truth, but stats was a little difficult. So I did not, for the record, strike that from the record. Ben is going to be in my office tomorrow. Okay, just kidding. All right. Good thing I have a good sense of humor, Ben. All right. Many of his past teachers agreed that he should receive this recognition. Mrs. Wright enjoys his participation in class and his work ethic. In fact, Ben is very knowledgeable with using the TI graphing calculator to create graphs of data. He has spent time researching graphing calculator tutorials on his own time. He always shares his findings with the class. He has added so much value to classroom discussions. Ms. Hershey said that her and Mr. Gritter had him last year in MMR. She believes he is a phenomenal student, always on top of his work, participates in discussion, turns in everything, asks questions if he's confused, and helps those around him. Ms. Hershey was thrilled that he went on to take AP Stats this year. Congratulations, Ben, on being a top Tiger. All right. You better enjoy his top Tiger recognition tonight, because tomorrow's going to be a different day. Just kidding. Ben's a good kid. He's reliable. He comes to all my meetings, so I'll let him off the hook. So before we break, congratulations to all of our students, number one. Number two, I think it's really critical to thank and honor all of you in the room, because children that end up here, it's not a fluke. You are doing something right in your homes. You are teaching them the right skills, the right traits, and clearly you've raised very outstanding children. So congratulations to all of you. All right, at this time, Ms. Stewart, are we going to head to the cafeteria? Okay. All right, so those of you who won an award, we'll head out there. Judge Coates will get you first, and Miss Monica will get you. Ms. Smith? Smith.
Okay. Item E is Treasurer CFO's business consent agenda. Ms. Stoykoy.
Thank you. I'd like to recommend the Board of Education approve all items listed in the treasurer's consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Couple of things in here. One, amended appropriations. We received our carryover amounts for our federal grants, and there were some minor changes there that needed an amendment for the appropriations, and a slight increase to our general fund now that we are finished with negotiations for this with all three and our other groups that are non-union. What we had in there before for salaries was estimate. Now that we have actual figures, there's a slight increase there. The transfers, this is a old fund that's had money, about this amount sitting in it since I got here. There are certain rules about what kind of funds you can transfer back to general fund and when, and so when the auditors were in, they actually brought it up before I did and said, yeah, you can go ahead and transfer that to the general fund. There's no longer a use for that. We don't do any adult education or anything like that. At one time we did. So it's just a simple transfer to the general fund for these dormant funds that aren't being used. And then donations, the best part. A few on here. So Paths and Falls Creek Community Church and the Ben Curtis Family Foundation, which is on here often as well for the Birdie Bag. So we appreciate those donations. They certainly help us, that is for sure.
Dr. Selko, will you talk about the Falls Creek Community Church Thanksgiving meal box donations? Because I think that's important to highlight that.
Sure, I
partnership.
actually was going to mention it in my informal, but we had, our school social workers went and partnered with the church, and as a result, we were able to deliver turkey dinners, Thanksgiving dinners to 53 families. So it was really amazing. They sent me a picture of them our social workers were just elated, and those that could not pick them up, our social workers actually delivered to the homes.
That's great.
Yeah, good stuff. Very appreciative. They've helped us in years past.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Please call the roll.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coker?
Aye.
Thank you. Item F, Treasurer CFO's business, Ms. Stoykoy.
Thank you. I'd like to recommend that the Board of Education approve the October 2023 investment schedule and monthly spending report.
So moved.
Second.
Take it away.
Yes, a couple of quick things, on interest. If we're looking at figure, a little bit of a rebound from last month. We received $271,000 total in all of our funds. And I mentioned to those of you that were at agenda review, that we will see a decline in these balances, not because of rates or anything like that, but as we are spending our construction money and the things that have been there, those balances will be going down, so there will not be as much to earn interest on necessarily. So as we've gotten into it, we're starting to pay out larger sums of money. You may see a slight decrease there, but overall, the rates are still really good, and we're still doing really well there. So that's always a positive. And then general fund. We're starting to get into the not so much activity months necessarily in October, November, December. So this is pretty in line with years past as far as revenues and expenditures. In October, as I mentioned, was September. For the expenditures, we did implement OPSI and their stipends that they receive in negotiations and their raises with the any back pay that would have been due to them from the beginning of their contract. So there's a slight increase there because of that. You will see that again in November because we just did the SEIU and our administrators. Exempt was also part of that October number. So it's a little skewed CFEA, so. But overall, we are about 24,700,000, a little bit under what we were last year. But again, like I said, this time some of those negotiation changes and things have something to do with that. It's not by much, that we are under there. So overall, still doing well.
Questions or comments? Please call the roll.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye. Thank you. Number 2, your comments.
I really don't have anything, and I won't steal thunder from Mr. Harris in case he's got this teed up for later too. But just to make you guys aware, there's a lot of, and we've talked about this last couple meetings, property tax reform bills being proposed out there. So I actually have a workshop all day on Friday, and that's one of the topics with OASBO to go over. So seeing where those are at, there's all sorts of different ones floating around. So it's just something to keep our eye on and see how that affects. It's more for the taxpayer that it would affect, not necessarily us in any funding. However, it could, it could affect us on that inside millage. So just something so that you're aware of that going forward, that there's a lot of people with all the increases, I think, as we saw across the state. It wasn't just here that, they want to provide some relief to the taxpayer who, although for us, it does not provide any additional revenue other than that inside millage. There are some things that people's property taxes went up because of, and depending on how much your home increase compared to the average, it also could have gone up as well. It may also seem like you're paying more, you're paying a bigger share of that pot to us because of the relative increase compared to the average. So that's something to keep our eye on and just see and understand, but it has a lot of implications, obviously, as we talked in the forecast as well about. That's a big part of it, is our property valuation is that dependent on how much they believe that the community can provide towards that per pupil cost. So
I think that's part of what's holding them up on action, because that would flip the formula, and they don't have, well, they do and they don't have the money at the state. They don't want to provide that money from their funds. That the formula would then call for them to provide for us if they flip the formula, because the local share would not be as much.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of domino effects that could happen because of that. But
Would you be able to share the presentations from that Friday session? Because
Yeah.
I wasn't able to, I wanted to attend it virtually, but I wasn't able to get the day,
yeah, yep.
whole day. And then, well, Butler County is really, their state reps are the ones leading the charge. And the real reason for that's because they had that 3-year fight with the state tax commissioner, and they chose to incorrectly tax the residents of their county because they were convinced they were gonna win, and the Supreme Court ruled on behalf of the state tax commissioner. And so then this year they had to back tax 3 years worth of taxes to all the people in their county, which were thousands of dollars of back taxes. And they were up for a triennial reassessment, and they got a huge hike. So that's really the impetus for it. It's really not just because these hikes, because everyone's gonna see these statewide. But Butler County's state reps are doing this because their local elected officials took a gamble and lost.
Yeah, so that's one of the sessions is the County Auditors Association. And it's the Warren County Auditor and the Greene County Auditor that will be speaking.
Oh, cool.
So,
Okay.
get some insight from that.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I'll share that.
And
interesting.
Real quick, Ms. Stoico, I don't go too far into any of that with this legislative report. If there's anything else you want to add, I think you did a really good summary of it. So,
No, I
Good?
just wanted to
Okay.
make everybody aware of
All right.
that. I know it's a hot topic
Right.
right now across the state, not only for school districts, but for taxpayers
Mm-hmm.
and everyone really, so.
right.
Well, the legislature's only actually passed 12 bills fully that the governor signed this year. And today the House renamed 4 roads, so they haven't actually
Yeah.
done any much productive
Not much going on.
work this year, fortunately or unfortunately. So, I don't have a lot of high hopes that anything's gonna actually happen on this. Item G is Superintendent CEO's business consent agenda. Dr. Solico.
Thank you. I recommend that the board approve all the items, all one of them, listed in the superintendent's consent agenda.
So moved.
Any discussion?
Not really, just routine.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Thank you. Item H, Superintendent CEO's business. Your comments, Dr. Solico.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to welcome our students, CTE students who are here this evening. Welcome. And you're still here, that's good. And talking about CTE, I visited this week, yesterday, in the snow. Went to Kent Roosevelt High School and was able to visit all the CTE programs they had there. And we had it was our business advisory, I guess at the state level, I don't know the official name, but they hosted and we were able to see the programming, so neat stuff. Yeah, really good. We also, I wanted to share that Mrs. Carlisle, I mentioned her earlier, she's not here this evening, and that is because her mother had passed away, so my condolences to her, so we're thinking and praying for her. And just, a number of things coming up, concerts and basketball has started, and so I know that there are a couple events next week, concerts, as well as our shop and drop for our Soups Troops. That's Tuesday night, starting, we're doing 6 to 8:30. Last year we did till 9, and it was just a really long, it was hard, so we're gonna go to 8:30 this year. We have a number of activities we planned for that today, so we're excited about that. On the 7th, we will be doing our shopping with Soups Troops for the families that will be receiving gifts this year. And then on the 11th, we will have a wrapping party with our staff. And then on the 18th, we're going to host our event, our family dinner, and we're working on the different things that will take place that evening. So, and that will be a dinner, and we're working on the presents for those families. So, just a lot happening in December. I know some of you will probably mention some things, but it'll be busy. Thank you.
Thank you. Item I, board business. Number 1, policy first read. We have a big chunk of policies up for first read this evening under section B, section D, section E, section G, section I, section J, and section K. The vast majority of these are things that are changed based on the budget bill, House Bill 33 that passed this year to get us in compliance with that. So the law passes and then the lawyers read the law and then they come up with their interpretations and the policy people read that and interpret that and then it comes down to us. And this is that. And then the other piece that you'll see through a lot of these are the state auditor's recommendations / requirements on levy guidance. And so there's a lot of policies relating to that, what we can do in terms of levy guidances and restrictions on all of us in relation to that. So there's several policies that relate to that as well. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to any of us from the policy committee between now and the next meeting, and otherwise they'll be up for vote at the next meeting. Number 2, future agenda items. I want to mention at our next meeting, we just have the one in December. So we do have the presentation from Mr. Elder's department. He's gonna update us on, panorama results, the October survey, and I made the specific request that we made last year, that we get those results by cohort, not just by grade level, so we can really see how those students are doing over time and how that's working, because it's helpful to see how third graders are doing, but how are those third graders doing as they move to fourth grade to fifth grade? I believe we now have 3 years of that data, so we can really kind of see how our students are doing, and there's some valuable data to be gleaned from that. So that's one piece of what he's gonna present on, or his team as well. They're also gonna talk about Rethink Ed, our board adopted SEL curriculum, and how that's going and how that's being integrated through our buildings. So that'll be one piece of that. And then just general student success and wellness, the plan. The plan is required as part of House Bill 33. The student success and wellness fund planned spending usage is required to be presented to the board, adopted and approved, and then posted on our website. So we're going to use that presentation time to meet that piece of compliance as well with state law. If there are other specific things that you want to hear from his department about, if you could reach out to me or Dr. Selico in the next week or so, so we can make sure that we get that information so that he can and his department can have time to prepare that. Okay. And the other piece of future agenda item is that at minimum, we really need to know when we're going to have our organizational meeting. It's proposed for January 10th, but at least one board member said that that night was not good for them due to another family commitment they would have that evening. So we could do just the organizational meeting on, we have up until the 15th to have our organizational meeting per Ohio law. So we could do that on the 3rd, just the organizational piece to swear in our 2 re-elected members and just get the organizational pieces, and then wait till the 17th to have a regular meeting if the 10th does not work for folks, but we can't wait until the 17th to have our organizational meeting.
I mean, I'm fine with,
Yeah, I would be
Would
fine
that
with
work?
I'm fine with that, splitting it up, yeah.
Do
That
that
works,
that
yeah.
way.
Organizational meeting the 3rd?
3rd,
Yes.
just the organizational pieces.
Yep,
Okay.
that's perfect.
And then 17th and 24th, they'll kind of be back to back, but I think that will still be needed because there's quite a few presentation pieces. I know there probably won't be a lot of businessy pieces, but there's presentation pieces, and then as a board, we also have to work on formative evaluations in January, February. So there'll be work to be done presentation-wise and that-wise. Probably the business will probably, in terms of things to be approved, will probably fall on one meeting more so than the other, but then the top tigers can just go on the one night, and then I can work on a calendar from there.
Perfect.
Okay.
So for clarification, January 3rd is going to be the organizational meeting, and then January, looks like
17th and 24th, because we need to avoid the 10th.
Okay, we'll be regular meetings. Okay.
5:30 or 5:15? We normally do them at 5, the organizational at 5:15, because it
15,
precedes
yeah.
the other one, but
We can just do 5:30, I think it works better for
that's fine.
Okay.
Mr.
like
Harris, usually 5:30 works
Yep.
better.
Okay.
Okay.
And then 1724.
Yeah, just because there's a lot of presentation pieces, I know, especially with Ms. Hausman's department in particular, is going to be very heavy in January. I think you can pick 17th or 24th for gifted and let the parents know, because I know that you wanted to be able to let them know that. So if one works better for a larger swath of parents or for you personally, but either or for the gifted, I think is fine if one works better than the other. Yes, either or I think would be fine for the gifted. but there's other things, curriculum-wise, I think, we've been talking about literacy, because we know we're gonna be impacted, even though we might not know from that final list until March. We kinda need to start talking about what does that look like, what's our plan gonna be going forward. The state is also talking about doing the same thing with math as they are with literacy, coming out with a list that we have to use. And so we know that we're talking about math adoption next year, but we probably need to have a high-level conversation about that, facilitated by our director, assistant superintendent, director of curriculum, sooner rather than later. So, there's a lot of things coming up. From her department, it's gonna be hot and heavy curriculum in January, so.
Hot and heavy.
So that gets us through. Thank you for that. And then I'll work with Mr. Jones for calendaring board dates for the rest of the year between now and December 13th, so we can have another peek at that. But thank you. I think that's helpful. Okay, committee reports. Construction core team.
We'll meet next Thursday.
Yes. I think you're meeting once a month now.
I think,
Yes.
unless they,
Yeah.
yeah, so, the first Thursday in the month.
Yes.
Okay.
First Thursday. Okay. I'll try to remember that until
I
we
know.
ask you again.
Me too, I'll probably
The
show up
relevant
the third
meeting of the
Thursday.
month.
I'm here. Oh, okay.
Board policy, you got our report. We do have, as you know, we're talking about potentially cell phone policies. We've been talking about that for some time. And then the other policy that we are doing more of a broader study on is our, think of the student directory information policy. Our policy on student directory information is very broad. But as we learned more about that, it's gonna take some time and some digging to think about a very thoughtful approach to how we address that. I think we agree that our policy is too broad, but we have to be very thoughtful and cautious about how we revise it to make sure that we're not too restrictive, because anything we restrict, we can't use. So we could say that a student's name isn't student directory information, but then we can't publish that student's name in a graduation program. So,
And I can share that with the board, because I think I shared it just with
Yeah.
the policy committee. I'll put that in your weekly report this week.
so that's another one that's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's a policy that, we're working on because we wanna be thoughtful about, just access to information. Mr. Hutch isn't here right now, but he'd be excited about that.
And you're excited about that.
Business Alliance Council, you'll meet before our December meeting,
Yes,
correct?
on the 11th. we're meeting.
Financial Advisory Committee, you met.
It was a very long meeting. Mr. Wykoy and I were the only two at the meeting, so.
We had, I got some of them that, one's working in Cleveland, and so it just like,
was
it
the
all
snow day.
happens that Dr. Selico bailed. She said it sucked.
I was in the AP stats course, that's it.
She said it
I was at Kent Roosevelt.
She said it sucked. She was like, oh, so I'm not going. But, still productive.
I think so, yeah.
Foundation Alumni Association, we'll meet before our next meeting, but just a reminder, it is time to re-up your memberships if you have not yet. Legislative Liaison, Mr. Harris?
Yeah, just a couple things here. Since I missed the last meeting, I was going to give an update that the State Board of Education voted to approve a new timeline to select their new superintendent. They're hoping to have that by Christmas. I have that figured out by Christmas. Also, I was going to mention last time that Governor DeWine picked Steve Dakin to head the new Department of Education workforce. He comes with a lot of baggage. I'll let you all look into that. And then lastly, the Ohio House passed a bill to keep politics out of the classroom. House Bill 214 was passed, 64-30 vote, which would require school districts to set policies that ban requiring teachers, job applicants, or students to ascribe to specific political or ideological beliefs. These policies must be publicly available for review. So that's what I have.
Thank you. Student Achievement Liaison, Ms. White.
We will meet, one part of that is the academic committee will meet tomorrow.
Thank you. Comments, Mr. Harris, you're up first.
Yes, just another congratulations, Ms. Smith, Judge Coates, and of course our top Tigers. It's always, and we talk about this all the time, how much we love the top Tiger evenings. It really is just, looking out, just seeing all the smiles and the kids. When we told them about the yard sign, just the, we love that. We really do. And I'll let my colleagues talk more about some of the events that they will probably be making more than I will be here in December. But I missed the opportunity to talk about OSBA last meeting. I was on there, but we were having some technical difficulties. So I'm just going to read my comments as I had them. I'll try to go through here and update it a little bit as I'm reading it. I had a great time in Columbus these last few days. At the Capitol Conference. There was so much to take in, and I'm still processing all of the information that we had learned. I believe I said this the same time last year, but there's nothing more gratifying than sitting in some of those sessions in Columbus and hearing the mess other boards are going through. They're talking about having issues with each other, with administrators, with staff, and even folks in their communities. So again, OSBA is always a refreshing reminder that we're doing good work up here in our district because we care and we remember exactly
We're good.
what our focus is. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. That's all I have.
Sorry, Ms. White and I were just reminiscing
We
when
were,
we
I'm
resembled
sorry.
some of those remarks.
Not now.
Mrs. Schaefer.
I don't have much. Although with the top Tiger this evening, when we stand to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we have a full house with the top Tigers and the families, it is really neat to hear the pledges with a full house versus, when there's just a few people, it is, gets me a little bit right there. I look forward to the concerts coming up for the holiday season, and I always enjoy the band. I'm not sure when the band concert is.
I think they're all next week.
One's Monday, one's Tuesday.
Tuesday is
Permanent?
middle school is BOE, it's Tuesday.
So I look forward to those. And it wasn't specifically a school event, but I was able to attend a community event this weekend, the tree lighting at City Hall, and I saw a lot of students from the district there, and the fireworks were fantastic this year. I saw some fireworks that I have never seen before. It was a really good, huge amount of people. I'd love to know how many people were there. Great event, lots of community members there, and that is all I have.
Thank you. Ms. White?
Sad news, Alice Crow was a first grade teacher at Richardson, 94 years old, passed away. She had at least taught 30 years or more, I'm sure, in the district, but our condolences to her family and friends. I do have an article that I was going to read, and we're early, so yeah. Okay, Connections Before Corrections. I like that title. It sounds like a song or connections before. Whatever. But at any rate, this deals with behavior and how to kind of help students through. So those that are trained in positive behavior support may know this as discovering the function of the behavior, and that means what the behavior is serving to communicate. Sometimes the behavior signals something a student needs, such as connection or just being seen, or actually helps the student get it, though not the best way. At other times, in response to behavior, a teacher will remove something which may not be the best idea to do. But there are certain things that we can do. Number one, validating emotion lets learning in. If there's one strategy I wish I'd had at the beginning of my career as an educator and as a parent, It's this: in situations of difficult behaviors, always connect with the child and validate their emotion before thinking about any kind of consequence or correction. Now, wait a minute, you might be thinking, if I validate in that moment, won't I be reinforcing the behavior? But no, you're really not. It's a more emphatic lens is that the students need to be seen. Everyone has this need. Second, there's a difference between validating behavior and an emotion. So when you're validating the emotion doesn't mean that you agree with the behavior. So that's important. Again, to be clear, validating a student's emotion isn't the end of the story, but it's how we open the door to teach regulation skills. And once the student has returned to a calm emotional state, we're in a teachable moment. And so remember, we're teaching regulation, not replacement behavior. It's an outgrowth of coping. The art of validating feelings is second. It's also about how we deliver those words. You know, keep your own emotions in check. Avoid judging the justification. Use a sincere tone and avoid you statements. And I don't know if you ever remember the wheel, the awareness wheel and all that stuff that we learned. It's I think, you know, you don't say you, but I believe, or this. So it's just a good thing to do. Using statements like when you insulted her or after you copied his paper, you know, you just don't want to do that. Fifth, validate before offering words of encouragement. Words of encouragement like you can do it, I believe in you, can actually be invalidating at times if not preceded by a clear message of understanding. Simply walking up to a student and telling him you believe in him wouldn't have the same power as would saying those words after you validated the emotions. 6, give adequate time before moving to correction. By moving too quickly into correction mode, you run the risk of trying to reason with an amygdala. Ensure that the student has returned to a calm state before providing corrective feedback. The wait might take minutes, hours, or even days, depending on the student's regulation and intensity of the emotion. The goal is for the student to grow and learn new skills from the experience, which can only happen once they've fully recovered from that intense emotion. Almost done. And always put emotional safety first. So in trying our many strategies to manage and support students' behaviors, we can miss the real target, teaching students emotional regulation. Punishment, scolding, behavior charts do little more than shame students and are surefire ways to shut down the opportunity to teach regulation. In the height of emotion, validation is the magic ingredient that enables a student to put the brakes on challenging behavior. But validating a young person's feelings accomplishes more than shaping behavior. Validation is how we model regulation, show empathy and understanding, and build relationships. Validating emotions is a central part of creating an emotionally safe classroom in which students feel confident, competent, and ready to take on challenges. So let's not overlook the emotional side of things. Let's validate our students' feelings and help them grow, not just academically, but emotionally. And I just like that article. I thought that was to focus on the health and wealth and emotional, social concepts, which when we listened to the Top Tigers, we heard words like empathy, caring, and I just love that. And I think that's so important. So I just brought that article to share.
Thank you. Ms. Coco?
Yes, I am also looking forward to all of the events that are coming in the next month. It is quite busy. I know that all of us have other things going on and family events and things around the holidays as well. So was thinking it might be a good idea for us to start an email of correspondence of who's going to what, so we can try to make sure that we're represented, but we don't burn ourselves out with all of, and make sure we're spending time with our families as well. So I can start that chain if you want.
Sure.
And then we can add on to it. But along with that, I also went to the tree lighting community event, and yes, a lot of our students there, and such a fun time, and you know, just a reminder of the amazing community and city that we live in. And I wanted to give a special shout out to our district, who is heavily involved and seems to be more and more heavily involved with Journey Church, with handing out of the food on Mondays. I've seen, I know the swim team went and helped, in the board office, and some other organizations as well. So I just wanted to say thank you as a whole to our district in getting involved in different projects in our community and our churches. And it's so important to create those meaningful connections, and it's making a difference, and it's making an impact on our students that are able to help as well. So that's it.
Thank you. I'm up last. I was also at the tree lighting, as was Mr. Harris, though he didn't mention it. The Silver Lake holiday tree lighting is Sunday, if anyone's interested in going. It's at Christmas tree lighting, and then they have a hot cocoa and donuts in the boathouse afterwards.
What time is that, Mr. Reynolds? Anybody know the time?
Not off the top of my head, but I can send it to you.
Sunday?
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
I can send it to folks. And then just some other things that, just to bring up. Earlier this year, the state auditor's office released guidelines on College Credit Plus audit. And what this is what his office says are kind of like the minimum things that you should be doing as a district in terms of CCP compliance. So I asked, I passed it over to Ms. Hausman tonight. I know, it might be good news.
Baby watch.
I know, it might be good news. Tonight, to get us some information about how we just kind of, as a district, reach these minimum guidelines. Because I know as we talk about our goal for graduation, and that one of the things we've struggled is with students choosing college as a pathway. And one of the things we've learned is that CCP and AP courses are underutilized. So I just wanted to get information to the board as a whole, and myself as part of that, on how we are just meeting these minimum standards of getting information about CCP programs to our families. So that's one thing. And then when we adopted that plan about if we have like too many calamity days, and then we would go to like online learning, it started a conversation about access to technology for our K2 families, because we know that they don't take their Chromebooks home every day. So I've been having conversations with Mr. Hutch about that. He's going to get us some historic data from when they previously did a survey on K2 families, historic data about whether or not K2 families had access to computers at home. So I think that's important to know as well. It's not necessarily that we want to promote screen time for our youngest learners, but I think it would be valuable information as we go forward and think about these things to know. We know that every 312 learner has access to a computer because we give it to them, but what is our access to technology for our K2 families? So I just wanted to highlight that, because those are some other things that I've been working on and kind of passionate about, but it relates to goals that we have, those technology goals and those graduation goals. And then I wanted to highlight one fundraiser that's coming up before our next board meeting. I wouldn't normally highlight a Dine to Donate fundraiser, but this is a booster group that really needs some help. It's the Cuyahoga Falls High School Choral Music Association. They have a really great board of people this year that are really passionate, and our choral music program under Mr. Al-Hadid is really flourishing, but their booster group really does need some extra support. So on December 12th, from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Portage Trail Chipotle, they're having a Dine to Donate event if anyone would like to go, and they'll get 33% of all sales. So not just profit, but of all event sales that night. So
Do
that's
online sales count too? Does it say?
Is there a code?
It says yes, but there's a code that you have to use. So you can snap a picture of
Okay.
this.
Yeah, that'd be
So our choral music false,
We were
false
all,
alarm on baby one. Darn. But these choral music boosters really need our help. They're trying to get, this is like the third iteration of people trying to get this group really going. And I think with the motivation that Mr. Aladi has and our students have, if this booster group could get growing, they could really do some wonderful things. So they could really use our support. Item J, motion to adjourn.
oh, so moved. Second?
Please call the roll.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Thank you. We're joined at 6:58.
Wow. Pretty good.